Hi, welcome back to Middle Eastern Crisis. I'm your host, Neslihan Erishkin, and today we'll be talking about why you should study the Middle East. Honestly, this should be called Why You Should Study History, and why you should care about it, and how we need to work together as lovers of history to improve how we study about Middle Eastern history. So, why you should, first of all, to study history in general is because, one, it's really cool. Or I think it is. So Middle Eastern history in particular is why you should study it is, one, you hear about it on the news all the time. You might have heard a lot about our U.S. soldiers exiting out of Afghanistan. But have we asked ourselves, why did we get in Afghanistan? Why were we there from the beginning, and what caused us to even think about entering in, and the historical implications of that, and why did it become in the country that it is? Why do we have the Taliban? And that's just a microcosm of why we should study it. I know that some people don't include Afghanistan in the Middle East. It's one of those countries, like, it's in the greater Middle East. I don't know, I feel like a lot of countries could be added into the greater Middle East, but so why you should study history is that you see the echoes of history in everyday life. You see the ramifications of past actions in what choices that we have today. So I'll make a whole video about the history of Afghanistan, why we were there, but today is why should you study Middle Eastern history is we already have, as Westerners and as Americans, this perceived notion of what is the Middle East, but have we asked ourselves, where did these notions come from? Who wrote the narrative of the Middle East? Did they themselves write it? Did we write it? The answer is they did not write it. We did. And so we need to think about why that might be a problem. Why did we write it? What angle we were coming at when we were writing it? And this goes beyond just Middle Eastern history. Like I said, this should be why you should study history and the importance of history today. So I think that is the most important things, that we see the past in our present, and we see it in our choices that we make for our future. You might have heard the thing is that we study history so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. But how so? Have we really given much thought about what that actually means and where that statement came from? Because a lot of times, the more you study history, that you see the realities of today just repeat itself over and over and over again. And if people have been studying history for so long, why have we kept repeating them? And so, are we pre-prescribing our own future based off of studying history, or are we actually improving it? So, that's kind of my question today, is like, why do you care about the Middle East? I can tell you why I care. I think that the culture and the people are fascinating, and more than that, I think our biases of the past and why we perpetuated those biases are probably the most interesting. So I know this is a really short video, but until next time.